installed all of the electric components for the entire factories, for large,
Oh,
large,
wow.
gigantic commercial property.
Huh.
And he started saying that, he was working on data centers a lot. And I'm like, yo, stop right there. I'm like, we need you on. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, man. I'm like,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
need to really figure out how much power right? Because we're getting fed information that could or could not be true. We don't know. And the
Yeah.
people, heavy AI investors and multi-millionaire billionaires, and they're like, it all depends really on obviously where the sourcing comes from with the water, and then
Water,
obviously how the
power.
the electrical infrastructure is built out. So he's gonna come on and actually explain how he did it in Arizona, because it is different. There are different areas do different things. So he's gonna basically tell us how he installed these and like what the truth is behind the ones that he's actually built or helped build.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me see if I can get my friend that's he builds these micro data centers too and the power plants uh with them. He's building one with a medical office in New Jersey because he said like the trend is not the huge ones, but there you're going to start to see these micro ones all over the place with their own self-contained um, power generation. And
Correct.
they're giving like huge grants and there's like PACE funding and then there's these all these other and that's what my friend Cameron does. He does
Hmm.
all the financing. He said like the data center probably wouldn't have made money or substantially less, but putting the data center and the other stuff and the cooling and the power generation, it would be it's like 20 to 30% more expensive, but then actually the equity multiple goes up a lot more. And it's actually, he said that the equity multiple went from like 1.8 to almost 2.7 or something like that because of the money coming in from the data center and in from the power generation because they're selling power back to the grid also when they're not using it.
Wow.
So it was kind of interesting. I didn't understand the whole financing arm of it because it was fairly it's not straightforward like
Hmm.
most your standard real estate deal because you're also got like we were talking about before where you got the real estate plus you got several different businesses that are feeding into a bunch of different things plus you have TIF packages which are taxes plus you're getting grants plus you're getting special government financing and
Hmm.
there's stipulations and everything for all of it.
Yeah.
That is someplace I would love to be around, at least that space in the future, as far as data centers go and everything like that. It's definitely
Yeah,
unbelievably needed and everything. It's just like, what I've said before, who made all the money in the gold rush? All the people making and selling the shovels and pickaxes.
yeah,
So
yeah,
so
most
yeah, I would
definitely. Yeah,
Yeah, no, I mean, you bring up a good point, Mark, because yeah, he also said he's like there's not enough people. There's not enough people to build these things. It's in high demand, obviously.
mhm,
Um, so he's like there's definitely still demand, you know? So
yeah,
which
and
is
yeah.
there will be, yeah, there's always going to be because there's just going to be more and more and more and more coming out in this, information age where information has become free, you know,
Yeah.
essentially to anybody. So you don't make money by selling information anymore like you used to. It's for the most part readily available and out there. So, but all the I guess infrastructure to handle that, I just wonder when it's going to reach like a critical mass. Like what happens when, I mean, there's only so much, I think.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Well,
you make a bunch of massive data centers. All right, well, now what?
yeah, and
well,
yeah, and then wait, who? Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. Scott, you were saying about taking over already existing spots. I remember you
yeah,
saying that, but
yeah, That's
But
one of
yeah,
the,
I mean that is true. But I'm sure, say if it isn't needed anymore, you know, I'm sure we'll figure out a way to find out how we can use the space, you know.
Well,
yeah,
as
well,
shopping malls are
the thing
closing
is,
left and right.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
the thing is, it's not really so much that the demand and everything is there, but the actual amount of power that we actually need, the grid, they're saying needs to be upgraded 50% more capacity.
Oh yeah.
Um, just in the next 5 years. So it's going to be a lot. I
Oh yeah.
mean, and I don't know even if that's far-fetched, or even if it's not, even if it has to go up 20%. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Um, any way you look at it. So, um, so what's on the agenda today, gentlemen?
Well, yeah. So I was thinking, going over, especially when we have a larger audience and everything, of course, having, you know, different strategies and everything. We don't have anybody to, I guess, collaborate with today, at least on this. But actually talking about plans for future and everything like that when it comes to LMPX and what we can possibly do there and everything. What are your guys' thoughts with that?
Yeah, that sounds fine. That's
Mhm.
fine. All our
Cool.
vision going forward. That's fine.
Yeah, of course, and we can collab with Cindy even and everything like that.
Yeah,
But
we're always here to help Cindy. Whatever Cindy needs, we're gonna figure it out.
uh, but yeah, so that and the ins and outs. That's a conversation for another time when we're not streaming. But in any case like that, and then we can also bring up and discuss, of course. Background for LMPX and like-minded and everything like that, and uh, the various strategies that can actually help people and all of that. So especially when it comes to partnerships and everything like that, because that's what Eric and I were speaking on the phone last night. You know, talking about okay, great, you have five, and I would love eventually in the future everyone's collaboration on this because I think it's brilliant. But you stick five people in a room all together, and then how are those five people going to all walk out of that room helping each other, collaborating with each other, partnering with each other, and everything. And that's the entire foundation and basis of this community and everything like that. So we are trying to crack the code to becoming really the most beneficial. Community in the United States, where it's okay, great. You have everybody here in Florida and all of that. Well, now let's get everybody together so they're benefiting each other. Versus, okay, every other community out there, they have a purpose and everything with their community or the actual what do you call it, not a purpose but not topic, you guys know what I'm talking about, the overall theme, I guess, of the community. So whether it's creative finance, whether it's okay, you have a multifamily group, you have a wholesaling group, anything like that. Well, what is like-minded? Like-minded is one, hey, cool, we are actually looking out for people where it's okay, we're not advertising, we're not doing any of that stuff, and we're making sure that people actually they can network with each other. Well, cool, let's take that to another level, another step, and then go, okay, well, when it comes to that, let's put these people in a room and then everybody doing all these different strategies and everything. Well, let's get them to partner up with one another, and then in that case you become the most valuable room in any place. Forget real estate, anything like that. So and then having the people and my thing and doing a little bit of brainstorming and everything like that, the people, so life experience I think is huge, and all of that. The things that people have done, skills. I'm reading off of my notes. What they're bad at, what they're good at. Their personality type. What they currently do, their financial status, what makes them who they are. What gets them excited and inspired, because this has everything to do with okay, you join a partnership or form a partnership. What keeps them going versus I don't want to do this anymore. So what keeps them excited and then inspired? And then on the flip side, what drains them? And then the unifying theme for their strategy or goal. Like if they're doing this is what is the one unifying theme that everybody needs? You know, whether it's legal, whether it's accounting, whether it's money, capital, anything like that. So you have the baseline of everything, and then you have the unifying themes. And then that's where we come in and provide those opportunities to actually happen. But it's really getting people to, how do you put it, not judge, but getting people to come out with essentially their entire background, going, okay, yeah, what are your life experience? What's going to lead to this proper, sustainable, I think that's what it is at the end of the day, partnership. And that's what we're trying to do here and make sure that everybody has the right concept and the right I guess what do you call it, solution to develop that sustainable partnership. So partnerships to me, at the end of the day, they're not about being your best friend. That's not a, it can be a true partnership, and that's fine. That's all good.
No.
But it's about, spreading out the, how do I put it? And you guys have to bear with me because I'm horrible at explaining stuff. But it's about spreading everything out so that it's very, very multi-level, you have many surfaces of that, relationship. So what are people best friends and everything? Well, you have drinking buddies, you're there for them on an emotional level, whatever it is. But in business and in a true partnership, you've got to be there and show up no matter what. You're going to have ups and downs. This is real estate. You will have downs. It's a thing. And, how are your partners going to show up?
Definitely.
I'm sorry?
I said most definitely you're going to have some downs. That's
Yeah.
life.
And how are your partners going to show up? If it's a money issue, if it's a property issue, if it's a lawsuit issue, heaven forbid, if it's a, whatever it is, how are those partners going to show up? And that's what we're determining here. And having the right people come together, no matter what their background might be, or not background, sorry, but no matter what their current strategies are and everything. So how can a wholesaler partner with somebody in multifamily, for example, and they have nothing to do with each other when it comes to the overall real estate strategy? But this person is a good for this person over here because of and then vice versa. And that's coming down to them as a person, and then figuring out, of course, at surface level, what other people provide and then what other people need. That two-way street there. So that's kind of my whole thing, and why we're kicking this off with, of course, team building stuff, activities, even games, everything like that. Having the right speakers involved with the community, of course, and doing fun stuff, of course, like like our retreats and everything like that, which we're definitely going to involve or have involved, some team building stuff like that when it comes to partnerships. I think team building is actually huge, because you really do figure out more about a person when it comes to that. Anyway, that's my little rant. Thoughts and ideas and everything like that. Either one of you guys, or even Cindy for that matter. But definitely the background of people. And that's really what's going to determine, I think personally, a great partnership, not what they're currently doing in real estate right now.
Well, I think, partnerships in general, it's all about the people, and that's our main focus here, is providing a platform so people can find the right people and partnerships. Like, the reason why Eric and I gravitated together is because with the meetups, there was never any soliciting, never any sales, but it was just about putting people together so that they could do great things in real estate. And I think this is just, should just be a continuation of what we're all doing, because we can find. I know I've found partners. I found you guys here, and we want to provide that through all the tools, through everything that we have, to just help more people.
And of course, we provided the opportunity for people to come together and everything like that. But how do we really, really facilitate that happening? And that's really at the end of the day, the big question associated with everything and, what will provide eventually in the once the community opens up and everything. Because it's a matter of making sure that, yeah, cool, great. You met people at a networking event and then taking it to the next level and having everybody network and collaborate. But then again, what are the stops? What are I guess I don't know if safety is the right word.
It's
But
it's communication. Probably looking for
Yeah,
that word,
yeah.
It's the communication of really how to continue and actually get a hold of that person and continue building that relationship, right? I think we have that, and that's what already makes us different, regardless. When they come to a like-minded pro event, they have to go online and make sure that they are registered. And then when they come to the meetup, then they can see everyone that's obviously there, right? That's there in the room. And then after that, it's about the communication and how do I reach back out to Cindy, right? How do I contact her about that deal that she informed me about, and see how I can maybe, help Cindy, right? Whether if it's bringing in a partner, whether if it's, me bringing in my own capital into the deal, finding that property, finding that piece of property, finding those contractors or developers, etc. So, I believe that's really what it's all about when it comes to the initiating of going, figuring out, who people are, communicating with them, getting involved, coming, obviously, um, joining us on what we have here and obviously our events and stuff. And, we just want people to communicate better, that's really what it comes down to.
communication's a huge, huge thing, and that's definitely, for example, what the LMP app is going to be a massive part of. And then going deeper into everything, communication's very, very surface level. Meeting people, very, very surface level. Choosing a potential partner, at least right off the bat, based on the strategy. Hey, you have capital, you have this, you're doing that. Again, also very surface level. Where we come in, and then we'll come in the future, is going past that, going, okay, great. How are you guys strategically choosing a partner who is sustainable enough, even if they're not doing, exactly what you're doing in your real estate strategy? And going, okay, great, like I was saying before, what are the life experiences of this person? What's going to make them actually mesh with this person properly? They don't have to agree all the time, but what is going to make that person a good fit with this, potential, these business strategies of what they're doing? And everything of what they've done in the past. What are their current skills, for that matter as well. Uh,
Also,
yeah,
with everything in there, um, if it's a good partnership, they really shouldn't be agreeing all the time.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
there's where, like, if you had one person with a different strategy, because we know it's all a team sport. Business is a team sport, real estate's a team sport. With all the tools in the platform, with the Rena tool, the fingerprint and everything else, that will help you choose and find. Then you just build from there with all the other accountability tools and communication. And we're going to provide a lot more, summits and a lot more venues and everything for people to congregate, reach out to each other and try to find it. Because it takes, even though you have all these tools and everything else and have somewhere to meet people, it takes time, and I would suggest people take the time to find the right um, partnerships, because it's something you shouldn't take lightly, and that's kind of what we take very seriously.
Yeah.
I think it's great that you guys are providing the venues because it seems that it's very important for us to get out there and network and meet people face to face. It's hard to build trust when you're just always on LinkedIn or you're always on Facebook or you got to be face to face. You got to be communicating with people and then you got to follow up. And that's where I rely heavily on my VA She is keeping things connected for me and keeping my calendar busy and keeping me busy, talking to people, networking. Now, granted, I do get a lot of calls from vendors who want to provide financial services or accounting services or coaching services, and that's fine. You need those people too in your realm, in your whole environment, as you go forward in business and as you scale. So it's not wasted time. But if I want to focus on potentially reaching high net worth investors, then we will focus our campaigns down to, an ideal quality, investor that we're looking at. And then we focus on, that for a couple of months and try a campaign there. And those are usually somewhat successful. So I think you guys are providing the biggest piece, which is the events. And I know those are a lot of time and a lot of effort to put on. And I know they can be quite expensive, but we appreciate them being there. And here I say that, and then I can't get to you guys in September because I'm going to be in Houston at another event. But I will get to one of yours one of these days. But I appreciate you guys at least providing that opportunity. I think another opportunity you guys might be missing out on. Oh, well, actually, no, because you've had them. What am I saying? Is doing the interviews so that people like myself can borrow your audience so that you can interview me and I can get the word out. You've done that a lot. You've brought some really talent in to talk to us about what they're doing, and we appreciate that. You brought in some really good folks
Oh,
that
we
I've
haven't
already
even
made
started
contact
yet.
with.
Yeah.
We
Good.
haven't even started yet. Oh my
Oh, I'd
gosh.
love to see you guys keep that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot more people coming in that we're eventually going to have a panel that, regular panels and stuff like that that will be here
Mhm.
quite often. We're just
Like
refining all those things.
rotating.
Yeah, it'll
Mhm.
be rotating, and everybody's welcome, because we focus on bringing in more and more people that have a lot more experience than any of us do, that in certain segments that are very, very, very uh, knowledgeable in vast areas of real estate. And that's what we will continue to do, because it's just I know that I received a lot of value from those things.
Mhm.
Right. Right. Do you guys have a good friend who is an actual broker, like from one of the large brokerage houses that could come in and talk to people about what they hear from people that call them when they're
Yeah,
interested on an asset and how they
I know some people.
I have
good.
I have a couple of brokers that will be on at some time, that actually he helped us sell our 8 unit that we had in West Palm Beach, and they've started their own brokerage, and there's a few other people, and I know Mark knows people and Eric knows people. I think it'd be nice to get
Yeah.
when we get a few of them on, it's just coordinating everyone's schedules, especially now a lot of brokers are grinding to get deals done. So
Exactly.
nailing them down sometimes can be a little bit of a task, but that's okay.
Right.
We'll get them on, because it's hearing their perspective. A lot of people don't, they get upset with them because they don't call them back, or they're, a lot of times in the backgrounds, they're working the deal in a lot of ways we don't know about. And, you want them to be, on your side to, you want to definitely stay friendly with them. So
Mhm.
you get what we need.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. A lot of times they control the deal for sure.
Brokers are everything. I mean, especially in commercial. So single family. Huh?
Right.
But when it comes to commercial, and the big thing of what I've dealt with in the past, and other people that I know, it's all about deal flow, for that
Uh-huh.
matter. And then at the end of the day, well, how are you getting deal flow? Well, you can have people hunt deals for you. That costs money, and then you're going to sacrifice accuracy too, and everything. But it's establishing the relationships with the people who actually have the deals,
Mhm.
and the brokers, for better or for worse, those people are really everything to making sure that you're having good deals in. Because what's you have a deal come across your desk and all of that, and what the heck are the chances that, yeah, that's the one?
Right.
That's the one out of 1,000.
Yeah.
Can
And
be.
so,
And
yeah.
have you
So
gentlemen ever thought about also having on, and again, I might be new to this because I'm new to your group, and you probably have done this already because you guys are very intelligent and you know what you're doing. But have you ever thought of having other vendors come on? Like, for example, I'm thinking I call Dan Daly at All Weather Construction a lot. When I'm touring a
Mhm.
property, I'll pick up the phone and he answers all the time, and I say, "Hey, I'm looking at these air conditioning units, blah 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 blah." He is so helpful to come on and tell
Yeah,
me about this or that. I just give him an address and he'll go, I know that property, Cindy. We sold that and we worked on that 5 years ago. We did the
yeah,
DD.
contractors, yeah.
I'd love to hear their point of view from a contractor's point of view or from an insurance broker's point of view or even a desk lender. I'd love to
Yeah,
hear his from their point of view. What kind of calls do they receive? What kind of experiences have they had and good deals, bad deals? What goes
wonderful.
off the rails? What doesn't? What snake picks can we avoid? And surveys too, environmental. I'd love to hear
We
from
we need
those
to be
folks.
calling these Zooms pre-meetups, honestly,
Yeah, yeah,
because well, no, I'm actually serious because when it comes to this, first of all, so to answer your question, Cindy, yes,
Okay.
as a proper managed POV would be nice as well. Yeah, no, I completely agree, Anton. So we want to make sure that we're also because we have people out there on the lives, but we want to have as many people on here as possible. So we're also waiting for okay, great, because we just started these Zooms and everything. We've got a large following throughout the state of Florida, but still not too many people know of these Zooms. So we're trying to get more and more people. And then yes, we're gonna have panels. We're gonna have especially legal on the legal side. But of course, anybody related to real estate, as long as you're not advertising yourself and everything, you can say like a
yeah.
little.
No,
But
no solicitor, please.
yeah, but yes, their experience and background, of course, that's going to help a bunch of other people. So I think, especially calling these, home meetups or pre-meetups and everything like that, I think that might even help because it's literally come here, hang out, have a good time. We can all talk about what everybody does and everything like that, and then how it relates to specific strategies and all of that. So
Mhm.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's great. And we will definitely have that. Obviously, if you know anyone, I'm sure us three, we also know some people as well and like the traits. And I mean even like on Friday, we're bringing on his name's Eric. He used to be the electrician, but a larger development electrician who installed these gigantic panels or and that's like number one. But yeah, I mean, it would still be really, really cool to get those people's perspectives, right?
yeah,
And,
Absolutely. In
and
fact,
it,
I talked to my attorney today. He called and we were catching up on a few things. And I asked him again, would you ever be available to do one of these, Zoom calls and come on and talk about 15 minutes about what you do and in a day's work? What's the life in a day of a real estate attorney look like or your SEC partner? What does Grant's day look like? And he said,
yeah,
sure, just line it up and make
yeah,
the contact. And he says, I'll
yeah.
be glad to talk to
He
him.
can come on anytime he wants. That'd be
yeah, I
great.
can't wait. I think it's going to be a tremendous benefit to have an SEC
Yeah,
attorney on here all the time.
yeah. Any type of SEC
Can
attorney
we
would.
make that connection, Cindy?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
let, let's try and let's try and set that up. If any one of the three of
well,
us, let's talk to them, or the three of us. Let's hop on a Zoom.
yeah. I think that for us, I know that the more people more experts in the field that we have on here all the time, I think the better because we get a better idea of what we can do when we get their perspective and get empathetic towards what they actually have to go through. It's not just, hey, this contractor didn't show up again, or what have you, but hey, maybe he's falling behind on another job. They got multiple jobs that they're running. It's a big juggling factor, especially when they're busy as well. So
hmm
and then realizing what they actually do for us, without all these strategic partners, contractors, attorneys, SEC attorneys, fund managers, asset managers, property managers. Um, it's hard to keep the world moving in real estate world.
Hmm.
Yeah, I agree. Um, so I actually had something. I don't know if we wanted to do this or not, but I was fed a very interesting deal. Could I bring up a deal
Sure,
or no? Yeah.
sure.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about it.
All right, so this is in Port Orange. So it's near um like Cocoa area.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's where our 13 unit is, Port Orange.
And it's an off market. It's single family, so it's nothing that, we all really do, but it's single family. Basically it's interesting because it's inside an established gated community with walking distance to an elementary school, middle school. It's a pretty big, deep lot. Privacy backs up to wildlife. Sanctuary on the back of a popular, I think it's Spruce Creek Fly-In. So there's an airport in the community.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Nice.
know where that is. I know where
Yeah,
that is. Yeah.
there's an airport in the community. Um, And yeah, I mean, she basically said that it's a four-car garage. There's a bonus room, I guess, with a full bathroom above. And there's a pool, kitchen area was expanded, tile, lanai, granite countertops, new roof 2022. Um needs some minor repairs to the pool deck and landscaping, but she's basically open for exploring offers. I don't really have like the need really for this property.
Oh.
It's a little far. It's a little like for me personally, that's why I wanted to kind of share it. And I know that it's a 4 bedroom, and it's a 5 bedroom, 5-4, so 5 bedroom, 4 bath, and it's 3,300 square feet, so it's a pretty big home.
Yeah, decent
The
size.
5 bedroom, 4 bath. What's the purchase price on it? And is it a cash deal?
It can be. It's direct to seller, and she owns it, so she's just
Oh,
trying to
okay.
sell.
Does she own it outright?
I don't think so.
How much is
Yeah,
owed on it?
I don't know.
Yeah, because in that case, you can potentially work out some, potential cool strategy on
Yeah,
it, depending on what other people want to do and their possible exit strategy. And this is in Port Orange, 5-4. What's square footage?
3,300 square feet.
3,300.
Yeah.
Purchase price again? Or did
She
you not
didn't
have that? I forget.
she didn't really like tell me what she wants, but
you have
she's
any
like
idea? You have any idea what it's worth?
it says it's worth around 800 grand, like 793.
Is there a property that comes with it? Like 2 acres, acre?
That's what I was also looking for, but it's not.
Um,
It's a 32,000 square foot lot, so it's probably what is that like two or three,
no,
two.
that's almost an acre, right?
Yeah,
No? Yeah, I think so. Is it six? Yeah, I don't know how much. I forget.
yeah,
Cindy, I just sent that to you if you in case you got it, just my contact info. You got okay, and you got obviously Eric's and Scott's. Okay, great. Thank you for that.
Yeah,
I'm super excited.
43,000 an acre. So, yeah, it's about 3/4 of an acre. So a decent lot.
yeah.
Decent.
Yeah, it looks like it's in a gated community. Um,
So this is mainly going to be a long-term rental play.
long-term rental play. Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean, it is cool that there's an airport,
Yeah,
and
well, I do know people that live in, there's quite a few of them in Florida, the aviation communities. They're pretty cool.
I
People
grew
have
up
all
in
this,
one.
yeah, they're really cool because you can fly in. Some people have their
Yep.
barn out back with their,
Mm-hmm.
and
That
that's
can
all.
be a short-term rental thing, absolutely.
oh,
Because I do know a ton of those, not a ton of them, but I've heard of them all around the country. And these literally exactly what you're saying, Scott, these aviation communities, where people literally fly their plane in and pull up straight to the house,
unbelievable.
and everything. Is that what this is? Can you pull up to the
I
house in
don't.
your plane?
It does not look like it.
Oh,
No.
Yeah.
okay, so that's
No.
a whole different thing then. It's a whole different
Yeah.
thing than what we're looking at.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because if you can do that, that's a really, really cool
No, those are, I
little
mean,
perk.
not that I'm gonna reinstate my pilot's license or anything, but it would just be cool to live there because I
Yeah.
don't know, I like airplanes. And so it's nice that people are pulling their airplanes right into
Just
their
just go ahead
backyard.
and just go ahead and build an ultralight at home.
Yeah, I might,
They all crash.
I might as well just end it because that's not going to go out work
Yeah,
out well.
I was gonna say they all crash. Do you need a
Yeah.
pilot's license for that? Actually, I don't know.
E-
I
I
don't
think
think
you
you do
need to,
with
I don't think you
with
do.
certain.
No, I don't think you do. No.
Yeah, I don't think you do. Well, because I know, for example, if you're doing the paragliding, but with a motor, shoot, what's that called again? Motor paragliding, or you don't need a pilot's license for that. And that's, I mean, that's freaking the closest and least expensive thing you can get to
Yeah.
humans taking flight,
It's
just on their
also,
own. I mean, it's so dang cool. And people do it
well,
all over the country and they travel like that too. It's
Oh yeah.
amazing.
well, they do have those small quad for humans now. So they actually can fly for like 15 minutes.
Quad.
Like a quad where you have a one-seater where you can fly, like the drones, but it's a human can sit in it.
Oh, like a quad, with the motors?
Yeah, yeah.
A quad.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, okay. Oh my gosh, yeah, and they've been the drones have been getting bigger and more powerful, and then carrying stuff and all
Yeah,
of
it's
that.
really
But
limited by the battery strength, but
I would super take a motor paraglider over that though. At least you can
well,
glide. You can glide
Um,
down to safety in that.
yeah,
so
the quad you're kind of done. Oh, there it is. I can
so
see
this
that.
is like the airport, and I think it's over here.
Ah, okay. So it's not
So
necessarily.
it's not
Got it.
like an airport fly-in, but it's kind of
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, 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 yeah.
You
Yeah,
can
the runway looks short, so it's a small general aviation.
yeah
Uh, Probably a
yeah
couple thousand square foot runway, 3,000.
yeah, and I think it's over here along like the
The
like main
river.
stuff or whatever it is. So it has like I guess a nice pretty nice backyard. I don't know. It's interesting.
So are
I
you
kind of
telling
wish.
me that Vietnamese Dreamliner could take off from this one?
I don't know
Did you guys
Vietnamese.
see that? What just happened? Are you kidding me? Oh
Let's
my gosh, that was the closest. That was the closest. We've come in a second to one of the biggest aviation disasters in all of history, almost. But I mean, yeah, no, a 787 taking off. And this is it was going. It was a Vietnamese Airways flight taking off from Munich to Hanoi, a Dreamliner. And so it's got a ton of people on board, 250 or whatever it was, and it used up all 13,000 feet of the runway and then some. And then
uh
you see the dang thing start to pull up and take off. It has
Oh,
a tail strike and then kicks up all this dirt in back of it and finally gets airborne. And then they're okay. We're coming back. And then yeah, they had to do a couple low passes over the airport to make sure that everything's basically fine, their landing gear. But everybody's like, "What the heck?" They're looking at the flaps and the aileron, and all this stuff. Why didn't it take off? Well, you know why they didn't take off? The left rear main landing gear had their brakes on.
uh, was it
You can
locked
see
up?
the
I guess.
skid marks all the way down the runway.
Oh,
And then
okay,
the
so
second,
because that happens sometimes one wheel locks up,
yep, that's exactly what
and the
happened.
alarm doesn't go off in
And then they went past V1, so they gotta take off.
yeah.
You have to because their speed just wasn't increasing. And then the
Well, that
second
then
those wheels started to come off the ground, then their speed increased.
well, yeah, and also because at a certain point they have to take off because they don't have enough runway to stop.
Yeah. Oh, they were at the end. But I feel like in this, we'll move on for this. I'm a big aviation nut. But I mean, I feel like if they had gone actually off of the runway completely and totally, because the tail strike was hitting off the runway. But if they have gotten the wheels actually off of the runway into the grass and dirt and everything, the locked up brakes wouldn't matter and they would have climbed up from there because they would have picked their speed up. But I think they would have became airborne no matter what, but the pilots had no choice. They had to, okay, we're we're rotating. We got to go. So
So the answer to your question that
no.
you answered, Eric, is no, it is not an aviation community.
Yes. So
But
long way.
no, I have to say this though, but Port Orange is a good area, nice community.
it is.
It's in that Daytona area, you start to get a lot of that Space Coast up that way where, if you get further up or by Cocoa Beach, all those large companies are there now, SpaceX and Virgin, Google Flight or whatever their Google's version of astronauts or whatever is there, and along with Amazon and everything else. So they're all there because it's Cape Canaveral. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's too
Well,
far.
that area for Airbnbs and everything has not been the best
No,
of recent times.
for
Um,
Airbnb, I wouldn't do Airbnb for Port
yeah.
Orchard. I don't think it's the right.
It's not anything that really makes a whole heck of a lot of sense. And you even look at places like Orlando, which has been for years the most saturated short-term rental, market in the country, and it has just dropped off like crazy.
Yeah, I
Up,
think you have to be more for Airbnb. You have to be more like Ormond Beach. You have to be on the beach side for that to really be a sustainable thing because it's people are always going to come to the beach, you know.
that is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Right now, anything in Space Coast, for the most part, is still kind of sleepy Townsville.
it's still
Okay, compared to here.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Yeah.
coming along.
It's
I
coming.
think because they're hiring a lot of engineers out of UCF, University of Florida, and all that stuff because they're the build out. The demand for engineers is really high over there. And
Yeah.
we'll see how long that how and what that develops with the whole AI revolution, you know.
Storage units, Anton. I mean, oh my gosh, I've heard so much about the oversaturation of that as well, all around the country. It's a necessary evil, but I've heard so much on saturation of storage units. Let's see, did you send something else? Let's see, everyone. Oh no, okay, that was it. But yeah, I've always had a thing about storage units and wanting to get into them, but oh gosh, dime a dozen.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did it as well. I was working with a guy that was developing them, but what I learned was depending on the area, a lot of the REITs come in and build new ones and they saturate the area. So, but you can still do very well. It just depends on the area. It's like
Yeah, oh
any other
yeah.
real estate, any other real estate, you know. But you were going to say something. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Eric. Sorry.
no, I was actually going off of what Antoine said as well. Um, like I've even down here in South Florida, I've seen like three or four new storage facilities,
Yeah,
but they're the tall ones, you
yeah,
know, like just
yeah,
pop up. So no,
yeah,
I don't understand. So
Well,
whatever.
even in crappy areas, sorry, not crap, smaller. Even in smaller areas, and you have one, two, three, four, five, six, all right over there, and it's crazy. Well, and that's because of our not only you have so many people going into lease rental apartment buildings, and then let me read that in a second. But and then of course today's consumer nature, where let's just buy everything, and well now we have no place to put it. So, but hey, they're everywhere. They can even be successful in a really small area too. It's literally you've seen it,
yeah.
and they've done studies on it and documentaries and and everything like that as well.
Yeah, I
But
think just to remember off the top of my head, I remember is
yeah, Anton,
it
yeah,
needed to be eight square feet of storage per capita. And if it's more than that, then they say the area is saturated. But don't quote me on that. That's just a number that I remember.
that's interesting.
Because that if you have way more, then the price of the storage will go down, so naturally. But you know, there's still a lot of things need to be built, and storage is probably one of them in a lot of areas
Yeah,
because,
yeah, yeah.
you
Hmm.
know, I mean, as the build out comes, all of it needs to be built out. It's just not
Hmm.
there's no easy answer to any of it. I mean, every asset class has its drawbacks, I mean, look at how, all the large urban office core has taken a big hit since COVID, and I think that was going to happen. There was a correction coming in large urban office anyway. Just COVID was just the accelerator, like it did with a lot of other things. I mean, actually, I think our mutual friend of ours, Eric, bought an office building in San Francisco for 25 cents on the dollar. that's already cash flowing.
Wow.
So, so it's a
Nice.
good deal. I mean, so it's just a correction that, certain people are going back to the office, certain people will never return back to the office, but, you know, it's going to be, it's going to be interesting. It won't be dull going forward. All these things that, need to happen, with the data centers like we started with and all the other stuff where the build out is going to be immense, whether however long it happens
Well,
or.
that's where I think also that existing shopping centers that have closed down, short of their you got to have them on their own power, of course, because obviously existing shopping centers are on the grid.
Well, the good thing
But
is that they have the land usually to where they can build
yeah,
out a power plant there, and they can even use part of it. I know what's already happening is that like Amazon and Walmart are buying shopping malls for distribution centers because they're in the center of town and they have all the bays and the loading docks and everything's already there. So and then they just put all the other shipping centers there. And I know that they bought quite a few shopping malls. So I think that's one reuse of them. Data centers could definitely be one. It's just right now we still have that not in my backyard mentality with it because
oh
people
yeah.
don't understand it. And there's a lot to learn about it, but I don't, I think the whole thesis where it's going to take away all our drinking water, I don't think that's necessarily the truth. I think it really, like, it'd be nice to hear from your friend Eric there where
I
we
could,
find out from the horses.
yeah,
That'd
and
be great. When we get an actual use case.
oh yeah, yep. TBD Friday.
And then
BD Friday.
going back to the Port Orange property, unless somebody's buying cash with that, that's homestead. I
Yeah,
mean, my goodness. Because yeah, I can already see right now, 5-4 or whatever it is in a gated community. You're not doing short term, most likely.
yeah.
Midterm joke. Obviously not doing any co-living. You're not doing any wedding venues. You're not doing anything, whatever with that. That's, and then
Hopefully long term.
long term, good luck.
Well,
You
long
know,
term may not even work with the HOA. They may not want it.
Oh, that's even a thing potentially. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
right.
You
So,
know,
but yeah, that's a homestead property. I mean, m most likely. So I almost don't see any other use than that. And then it's going to have to be an all cash deal where somebody comes in with either their own mortgage or just buys it outright. If they want to do actually, forget it. That doesn't even matter because you're really not going to be able to do hardly any real estate strategy with that. I mean, for the most part, even if you did, I mean, somebody sure if the owner wanted to do some sort of hybrid or, loan takeover or subject to situation with that creative, but still, but
Yeah, I think
that's
I think she
homestead.
wants I think she wants out of it, but I still need to ask a couple.
Oh,
She just wants to see, if I know anyone that's interested before she actually goes to a realtor and puts on the
yeah, it's
market.
it's
well,
it's
and
a
that,
nice it's a nice area to live. You might know somebody that maybe wants to house hack it. They could come in and
Um,
and live with a roommate or something like that.
if it
I
wasn't
like it up there. It's
half
nice.
4 hours for me, I would do it. I would consider it.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. I mean, it is a nice area. It's quiet, sleepy. The beach is right there and stuff. But like you said, it's pretty far if you got to get back down here.
Well, you could always, I mean, Eric, if you wanted to do something with it, you can always find a buyer and everything and potentially do like I said, a hybrid, a subject to, and any equity on the property. Somebody could take over the existing mortgage, of course, and any equity in the property, you can do a seller finance situation there. And then somebody can live in it, and then you get paid a fee to, if you find a buyer, I mean, you can always do something like that, but it just, it takes time, but so. There are plenty of people I could steer you towards instead of some decent actual creative wholesalers I can send to you as opposed to a realtor
Yeah.
or anything like that. But yeah, so in any
All
case,
right. Well,
um, cool.
cool. Good stuff. So yeah, I mean it's I guess we'll do last some cleanup.
Some
Yep.
cleanup. I like
Cleanup.
that one. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, sure. Go ahead. Go
So
ahead.
yeah, so likemindedpro .com/go is where you can find this. You can find obviously our meetups are happening this week. We have 2 in-person meetups. One's happening in Fort Lauderdale at Yacht, YOT. That's tomorrow, Thursday, the 27th. And also in St. Petersburg, Florida. We have it at the Hollander Hotel. That is also tomorrow. Owana Gym and Bar over there is our hosts. So if you are in the areas, check them out. St. Pete one's really fun. We got to go back. Mark, you got to come next time. You got to ride with me. We'll take a little trip up there.
Sounds
Um,
good.
super fun. Amazing people. Great. It's actually a great spot and always a great turnout there. So I can't
Are
thank
you
them.
going? Oh no, never mind. Sorry, that's the same. Yeah, got him.
Yeah, because we have to hold down Fort Lauderdale,
Oh,
So
yeah, that's right.
Yep.
yeah, yeah, Scott's unfortunately will try to make it.
Yeah,
But
I will be landing at 8 or hopefully sooner than that, and I'll go right over there and I will be there for last call.
yeah, so be here for last call. But yeah, so that's basically what we have the rest of the week going on. Of course, we have the summit that we've actually been very honored to already line up about 3 presenters and 1 keynote. And then 2 speakers that we have. We have our 15-minute slots that we made available to real entrepreneurs, investors who have done a lot in their career, and it's just great for them to be in the room and actually speak for 15 minutes to tell you exactly what they've done and how they can help you, in your investment career, and how to partner correctly. It's the theme. But yeah, so check that out at likemindedpro.com/summit. So hopefully we see everyone there. But that's it for me, fellas.
Cool.
Yeah, and don't
Awesome.
forget the rollout of the Rena app and the rollout of the Likeminded Pro app will be
Yes,
at the
yes.
same time, where you will get the Rena app. You'll be able to also get your fingerprint code for LikemindedPro X Community, which will be rolling out at the same time, which is, I know it's a lot of things we're doing at the same time, but it's a lot to
It'll
get
be good.
through. But it'll be great once it's all coming together. It'll all come together at the summit, and it'll grow and be provide a great place for everyone to come and congregate, find great partners, and just it's going to be a great community. I've always loved being a part of this whole thing since we collaborated together, and it's just going to keep getting better and better.
Yeah, I'm very happy as well. So yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Cool. Awesome.
Cindy,
All right.
see you later, Cindy. See you later, Antoine.
Thank you guys.
See you, buddy.
Eric,
Thank you,
Scott,
guys.
can you stay on for like 2 more seconds?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let
Okay.
me end the